All right, now we're gonna move on to new business, approve registration fees, first read,
Pages they go to.
206.
So this is a first read, 2 changes from the current, and those are highlighted in yellow. The activity fee has been $20 for quite some time. We're asking to increase that to $25. This is an optional fee that students can pay. What it includes is to the right, and then that money is put in an activity account, and that's where the assistant principal of student affairs then helps spread that money out to all the different clubs and activities, to kind of give them a little bit of a budget for supplies or things they need to do to pull off their activities or to get buses for field trips, etc. And then the technology fee, as you see, we're recommending for grade 9, $100. All the other fees are unchanged, correct, Kristen?
Correct.
Any question on this?
Why do we, is there a reason that we say I've never heard this before, we segregate funds from the activity fee for that purpose? I mean,
We've talked about this at length. For some reason, that's been a practice here for about 12 years that I can go back to.
I mean, because one thing is, when we're approving the budget, occasionally Tim corrects and says that's a Title I, that's that, but I mean, you know, it's kind of a government voodoo. I mean, we take money in and we spend it. Saying we take this $25 and put it for that purpose really, in my mind, isn't the best way to do it. If you need, if we're willing to spend it, you need money, you say what it is, and we
Well, I
include
think
it.
we have an accounting for everything.
No, I'm not suggesting you don't have accounting. I'm suggesting, you know, why do we, if we want to raise the student activity fee, fine. But if we don't, you know, if we don't, and we're also raising the technology fee, so for an incoming freshman, they're going to go from this year's freshman class that pay $50, and next year's going to have to pay $125. So we're raising 2 fees at the same time, and
Activity fee's optional.
yeah.
It just gets you, it's basically like buying your pass into all the dances and games if you want to buy that up front or pay at the gate.
Right.
And,
So you feel there's value for it, because if you go
right,
to a
because
handful of
basically
sports, you
you're
say
getting,
paying for
you're
it.
getting something in return for everything. That, it's how often you want to use it, but it can get you in every home.
Does it get
football
them, is it like,
basketball.
do they get the whole amount off, or is it like the boosters, they get half off to kids?
Kristen would know better.
No, they get in for free.
So there's
They
some
have that.
value to it too.
What
Okay.
percentage of kids do it?
I don't know, we collected roughly $20,000 this year.
Yeah. Wow.
And we spent, we're not even through the fourth quarter, all that money's been spent and given back out and spent through the clubs.
Okay, do I have a resolution, can I have a motion on this?
It's a first read?
First read.
Oh, first read, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't want to be premature and approve the tech fee before the board approves.
Okay, so we will bring this up at the cow meeting.
And remember, I had a question regarding when I saw the fees collected from the football program that I wanted to look at open up the door of looking at what we're charging for sports.
Right, that was the pay to participate, which will come in the spring.
Wasn't this part of this, in
No.
this?
Well, the first sport, second sport, I guess it is.
Yeah, it is.
So we would have to hold on that, or we'll have to bring that at the next meeting so that we have enough time to communicate to the parents. The board did receive that analysis last spring when we decided to lower. We had a chart for each sport, how much they collected, how much gate revenue they collected. So I could bring that historical data, because the new data won't be up to date because we're only through 2 seasons. And I don't
Well,
think
one of my concerns was that if I calculated the fee from, I think, one of our bigger programs, it was like averaging somewhere, it was pretty low dollars. I mean, nowhere near $150, nowhere near $100, and I was concerned and that was only, I thought it was, you know, an athlete couldn't have been in 3 sports already, I didn't think, for the collection of all those fees to be that low. And then if we're saying that we have free lunch, that would have been a big percentage of those athletes have been under the free lunch, based on what I recollect. I haven't pulled that out recently.
I could have Art pull the fall, so that would be current, and then have the historical winter and spring. But I don't think, I think it'd be fair if we're gonna look at it, you'd look at all the sports. Because last year when we did this analysis, like girls golf, boys golf, there were a couple that you wouldn't anticipate, but they came out to be a higher number per kid when you factored in the fees, the course fees, the stipends and all that, so.
And we did talk about the process. Tim, doesn't somebody in your office have to approve every waiver to make sure that people meet the criteria?
No, I do.
Oh, you do it yourself?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, any other
So,
questions?
I just want to clarify, you want to see what we have, you want to bring that historical, and then we can bring the current fall, so we can start doing some analysis with that.
Okay.